Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. Today, like I said, we're going to be building up our Sunshine Tidings co-op here. Now as you can see, it does say that we have one person who lives here, and that's because I took the one provisioner that was going... Apparently I had two provisioners between Abernathy Farms and Sanctuary, and I don't know why. I don't remember putting a second provisioner there. But anyway, we'll be fixing up this place. Now, there isn't a huge amount that I need to do here. I will need water, obviously. Boop. And one should be good for right now, because we only have the one guy. Food, once again, should be fine because we have the provisioner going between the places, so it's going to count as having it. This. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our basic clean up and set up a bunkhouse, basically. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of the ghoul bodies. I think I talked about that when we cleared this location out. It's very unfortunate, but I mean, there's not really a whole lot we can do. So, we're going to have bunkhouses. We're going to need... Oh, right, because there are some places that are considered having beds, or that... Yeah, that are considered as to having beds at the moment, because there are some pre-built ones in there. But because this place is going to be basically all provisioners, I'm going to have a guard, a couple of guards, and a general store here. Now, the general store that I build here won't be like... The stores that I build back in Sanctuary are going to be like stores. Like, they're going to be the rank 3 stores. They're going to have the special merchants eventually in them that turn them into rank 4 stores. That's all going to be at Sanctuary. But the one I'm going to have here is going to be a basic store. It's just going to be a general store, and I'm just going to assign someone to it because I don't care. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds in that place. And it's right by the entrance. Come on. And then, is that under decorations? I think so. I hope so, anyway. Been playing a little bit more XCOM. And, gotta say, I still don't know whether, like... I can't tell whether or not I like the game. Which I know may seem weird. Maybe it's under furniture. But there's still just so many things that's like, how much... Like, for example, right? Because I'm assuming that they're part of the War of the Chosen. But because I have the War of the Chosen thing, right, there are these 3 specialized enemies that all have different... There's an assassin, a sniper, and the last one I'm assuming is a psionic person. And when you do missions in certain regions, they have a chance of showing up, and they all have 2 bonus strengths, 2 weaknesses. So like the assassin lady, immune to melee damage, doesn't trigger reaction shots, and then she is bewildered, so I think that means that she takes more damage if she gets attacked 3 times or more in the same turn, and she takes increased damage from anybody that's part of the Reaper faction. And that's fine, except for the fact that whenever she enters a fight, or whenever she comes into the fight, which she comes into them way too often, considering that Because, like, if you kill them, it doesn't actually kill them. They just teleport away, right? And then they can show up. Man, that got rid of all the underbrush, too, which is super nice when that happens. You can, and they teleport away, but then they can still show up again immediately. Like, in the next toilet up here, too. Another outhouse. Unfortunately, I can't put a door on it, but you know what? It's the wasteland. There's only so much I can do for them. Or, well, there's only so much the game will let me do for them. So there's literally been times where, like, I've killed her, went into the next mission, and she's shown up again. And because she starts every fight invisible, I either have to wait for her to attack me, or I have to get lucky with a grenade, or I need to somehow I need to somehow flank her. I'm under chairs. That's no good. Beds. There we go. Which for some reason also reveals her, but I'm not quite sure how getting a different angle on her would make her less invisible. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to question it. And she just shows up so often. The sniper guy, actually, I just did my first mission that he showed up in recently. And he honestly wasn't all that bad. I mean, I imagine if he managed to stun one of my troops, but it, you know, whatever, like, he stunned them, but then I still killed him and won the match in the next turn before, because I think if they stun them and then get to them, they can interrogate them or something, because I read, or maybe even capture them. I don't know. I haven't had it happen to me, but I read some. But, well, I mean, there was one capture, but it was a cutscene capture. But I'm assuming, based on that mission, that can happen more often. Okay, so that's 10 beds. Now, this location is a weird one. But yeah, he wasn't too bad. But the assassin chick is pissing me off. And I think it's not even because, like, she's, like, harder or anything. I think it's just because she's so fucking, like, she just constantly shows up. But that isn't even, like, but my main issue with it is still, it just feels like I can't do anything without, like, 12 other things becoming necessary, right? Like, it's like, oh, you need to do this. It's like, okay. So, like, I start to do it and it'll take, like, let's say 5 days, right? So it'll be like, so I'll start doing it, and then, like, the next day it's like, oh, alert, here's this thing you have to do. It's like, okay, fine, I guess, let's go do that, because, you know, the game's like, hey, if you don't do this, you're fucked. It's like, okay, then I guess let's go do it. And then, those two, right, so this one should be the other bunkhouse. Right. Oh, look, this one actually has a door on it. How nice. And then, like, you know, I'll finish that mission or whatever, right? Go back to the thing that, you know, was super necessary, rebuilding something, researching something, whatever, building something generally, or like scanning an area or something. Like, because instead, like, you get monthly supplies, right, which is your money in the game, but you don't just get them; they throw them on the map, and you have to go and sit there for 3 days to pick them up, right? Which is already stupid. But, I mean, you are in a flying ship that goes everywhere. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they can't just, like, teleport it onto your ship. But, you need to go pick it up. So it's like, here's your supplies. It's like, great. I'll go get them, right? It takes 3 days to get them. That's fine. Meanwhile, 1 day later, hey, there's this thing that you have to go do. It's like, fine, okay, go do it. Go back to it. Not even a day later, hey, here's this thing you need to do. Oh, and by the way, this other thing also popped up. And it's just like, you can't... It's just very annoying, basically. This place actually has a door, though. The other ones don't. This place and that place has a door. those two do not. So we'll actually make this the last bunkhouse since it also does not have a door. And it's just very annoying how much shit they put on your map. Because, like, they have other things, too, that you need to scan that take a while. And, I don't care about it. And they give you, like, bonus supplies and whatnot, right? And, like, I'm fine with, like, not having, like, not getting them done. Like, whoopity-doo, it's me sitting there scanning. I mean, they're nice because, you know, they take time. Therefore, it lets you, like, get your research and your stuff that you're building done. But you know, it's not like you don't feel like you're missing out on anything, right? Because it's like, oh, would I rather scan this place and get a scientist, or scan this place and get an engineer, or scan this place and get supplies? Let me tell you right now, you always want the engineer. They are so useful in this game compared to the last game. Alright. So now this place, since it has the nice little fireplace here, we're going to make this into a nice little two-person one. And this is going to be for the shop owner and the junkman. So this place requires a little bit more niceties here. But yeah, like I said, that's my main issue with it, is that there's just so much crap that's being thrown at you all the time. And I get it, it's war. That happens during war. I mean, you have a lot to deal with when you're the commander of an army. But it's a video game. I mean, it's a little much. Especially considering some of the stuff doesn't make sense. But, you know, whatever. But then they also have their doomsday thing, like they had in the first game. Was just your where's my nice little corner tables? They are. Well, that's not really a corner table. But yeah, like the doomsday type things that they had before, where we're like, oh, that seems kind of shitty. Where it was like your council, right? Like you had your council, which is how you got your funding and that. And if you lost too many of them, it was game over, right? Because you just lost the war at that point. Now, instead of that, in this one, which was something that you could at least somewhat control. I mean, you can control this one as well. In fact, arguably without mods, this one is easier to control. But yeah, sure, why not? We'll give them the bookshelf. But the problem with this one is it's called the Avatar Project, and if it gets maxed out, you automatically lose, right? Well, actually, no. Actually, based on what I read, if it gets maxed out, you then get a separate timer, and it's basically finish the game within this time limit now, or you lose then. And apparently, it's like a very forgiving time limit. All right, we'll just throw that on the floor so they can sit there in front of the fireplace. Once again, can't get rid of the body. Not my problem. But here's their nice little house that they can live in. And so the other one with the door will make it for the guards that I'm going to have here. But yeah, apparently because I have the Wrath of the Chosen, I actually will have more options now than I did before to and we're gonna have 3 guards, I think. Although we're already at 20 beds, and I don't know. Oh, you know what? There's probably some beds in that house. Or there's... Oh, no, never mind. I think I know what it is. Because we're going to have 3 guards, so they can sleep here. This can be their bunker, or their, like, little holdout or whatever. They can each have a foot locker. To store their stuff in. And then for their bigger stuff, they can each have a locker. I guess the lockers would make sense if they were all on the same wall. But yeah, apparently it's a lot easier, and it's just like a little bar at the top of your screen that ticks up based on just different stuff that happens. Apparently it's something where, like, at the beginning of the game, it may be a little bit harder to manage. Here, we'll throw a weight bench in here for them. That makes sense. Alright. And there's the guard's house. Alright. So let's find our extra bed here, because I think it should be back here, right? Yeah. Empty this, because that... Alright, well, I guess that's going to stay there. But yeah, apparently, just like because like it has apparently the same problem that the first XCOM game did, which is at the beginning, it's actually kind of hard to keep everything. We don't need a chemistry station. We don't need all of this here. Don't want the wood crates. That. All right. So now this is going to be our storehouse. Basically put as many containers in here as possible, including these crates. But yeah, there's actually, should I do that? Because yeah, in both of these games, apparently at the beginning, it's a little bit harder to get everything, or to keep everything up and running and not be worried about it and everything. And then, like, as you unlock certain things, you it just becomes like trivial to keep like the Avatar project and everything else down. Don't. And in all honesty, that's probably my favorite part. Like I said, when I play the first one, I have a mod that I always make sure I have installed, because I play the first one on my computer now instead of my Xbox. But there's always this mod that I have installed that makes it so that, like, in that one, when you let's do lockers on this side. I'll put a file cabinet over there since it's next to the computer. Every month or so, you have, in the first one, you have a choice of 3 locations that are being attacked, and if you choose one and it severely lowers the threat level in that country, which also, as you can imagine, severely lowers the panic level in that country. All right, I need to do this. stupid filing cabinets, for some reason, have like a huge hitbox on the back of them. But yeah, it's severe. It really lowers the threat level and the panic level in one country. It really raises it in the two that you didn't respond to, which I'm fine with. But then it also raises it across the globe. So you gain like, or you lose like 3 panic levels in one country, one continent, whatever, however they're split up. It's a combination of both, actually. But then you gain so much more across the planet. So whenever I play it, I always make sure that I have this mod installed, and what the mod does is it just removes the across the planet parts. So like if you so like when you have your 3 choices, you get those 3 choices, and then that's it. It doesn't like the choice that you choose, the panic level drops, and the choices you don't choose, the panic level goes up. But that's it. It doesn't add panic levels across the globe, and it makes the game basically an infinite length. Because like the whole reason that they have that system in place is to force you to progress at least some pace, because eventually you're gonna lose. Like without the mod, at some point guaranteed you're going to lose. All right. General store. Do I want that one? Oh, actually, I have enough bottle caps to get this one, and I don't have the cat collector either. But that's fine. I don't need the fanciest one. Like I said, this is just, don't actually plan on buying or selling anything here. So I guess instead of the, no, let's do that. So that's going to be the general store, and then resources, miscellaneous. And then we're going to have this just out in the middle of the floor, I think. So what this is if you assign somebody to it, they will they'll just pull scrap out of their ass and throw it in your bin. That's the only thing they have. Siren bell. Yeah, where's the power? Yeah, radio beacon. That out here. Give it a little generator. Whoops. I wonder, can I close this door? I can't. Obviously, I can't close that one, but whatever. But yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they have it, but like in this one here, you just have the avatar project, and every once in a while it'll tick up, and then certain things that you do or don't do will make it tick up more, and then you can do stuff to lower the bar. Shit, is that under tables or is that under chairs? Okay, so this is going to be basically the gotta be, yeah. So this is going to be the big counter. The cafeteria for this place. I'll try and line stuff up as best I can. There, I don't actually know what that would be good for, but whatever. Oh, you know what? I can line them up with the floor. Yeah, that works. And you know what? I'm going to save that. That's good enough. Alright, obviously no bathtub there. Okay, where's my chairs? But yeah, I'm still in the early game where I'm not necessarily struggling. Like my Avatar project isn't anywhere near complete, but it is definitely higher than I would like it to be, or it's still definitely going up more than I would like it to. And it is a little annoying, but you know, not too worried about it at the moment. The only thing that really annoys me is the chosen assassin and the amount of enemies that they throw at you in this game. Like I just did a mission where they actually managed to knock your base out of the air, and they just like like I had to reload saves so often just because I knew that I was about to die. Like I knew that I would die if I did, because like I would move a soldier up, and all of a sudden it would trigger like 4 groups of enemies, and it's just like, well, I can't win against that. Obviously, I just like lost the game because like when you first spot them, right? It's always better if the enemy finds you. And it was the same in the first game because as soon as the enemy knows that you exist, right? Like the first time that they spot you, they get a free movement. And during that movement, they generally take cover unless there's something like the mech that doesn't take cover, but that's neither here nor there. Actually, no, I have a water fountain outside just in case somebody just wants it. You can actually put it right next to the water. Yeah, whatever. The water fountain can go there. I don't even know what the hell this dispenses. But we'll put it there anyway. And we'll have this one over here. But yeah, they'll take, like, as soon as you spot them, because that's actually another mod that I usually have when I would play the first one. As soon as they've been alerted, they automatically get a free move to wherever, generally to take cover, unless there's something that doesn't take cover. That's generally what their first move is going to be, is taking cover. And it's super annoying because it's bullshit. Because like it's not like it doesn't have to be on their turn. Like if the vending machines along the wall. What is it that's stop? It's you're just like the other fucking pieces of shit that have that stupid collision on the back of you for some reason. But yeah, it'll oh, it's not letting me for some reason. Why? Is it because they're not like even or something? Maybe because this is a flat ground. And this tends to only work when it's, or this works better when it's on flat ground. See now, for some reason, this is taking into account the Nuka Cola machine's fucking dumbass thing. Where's the one I mentioned before? I really don't get it. Why can't I do that? Like, look at how far away from the wall it has to be to fucking work. Like, I fucking hate the back collision on so many of these things. But anyway, yeah, the things are like there's just they get a free movement on their turn, right? So basically, even though you see them, they're out in the open. Oh, this one doesn't look like it has the same problem. Vim it is. Oh, well, maybe it does. Well, it's close to it. Way is that? Way too far. Fuck you. But yeah, it's really far away. Or not, it's really far away. They get their free movement, so they automatically get into cover. So even though you have like successfully snuck up on them, basically, which in the first game is a lot harder because it isn't as obvious as to when it will be that they can see you, you know? I could have swore that I could make a... Apparently there's a coffee cup in the way. Christmas tree, and then just the stupid statues. So, you know, you could never really ambush them, right? So like there's another mod that I like to download when I play the first game that takes that away. When you first spot somebody, they don't get to move until it's their turn. Now, a lot of people think that it's kind of a cheat because, you know, obviously them not getting their turn to hide means that basically when you first spot somebody, there's a good chance that you're just straight up murdering like that entire group immediately. But you know what? That's fine. They're the ones that were out in the open and weren't ready for you. It makes sense that you get a sneak attack. But they do the same thing in this game where as soon as you're spotted, so it's like, but in this game, and I guess in the first game, they patrol, right? And if they patrol into you, what does that say? Toss challenge? Then they still get their free movement, but it's on their turn and they can't attack. So, like, if they patrol into a position where they can see you, then they just basically get to take cover on their turn and that's it, which I'm fine with because that makes sense. Why is there... I didn't put that right there. No, I put that on the other. What? Whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna do that and call it good. But yeah, it's super annoying if you're the one that reveals them because then they get to take cover and then they get their turn and then they can move and attack on their first turn, which is fine which would be fine if it was like they knew you were there and they were coming for you. It's not so fine when it's more like that you found them, but they still get to move first, you know? Okay. what I need first is another generator. I'm going to put it out back in our little shed here because I don't need anything that requires too much. Connector out here. Connect the two. There. Oh, the jukebox turned on. I was like, the fuck? Right, the jukebox. But yeah, they still have that, and it's still super fucking annoying. Because, like I said, like, in that mission there where I got grounded, when I moved my one soldier forward, I had to immediately reload because I moved them forward, and then all of a sudden, there was like 4 different groups of enemies that had 3 or 4 units each that all got activated at the same time. And I didn't, like, you can't kill that many at once, basically. Like, not without... And you can't kill that many at once for a couple of reasons. One of those reasons being, though, that they get their free movement. Like, if it wasn't for their free movement, you might be able to defeat them. But because they get their free movement, obviously, they automatically take cover and, in general, spread out. So, I mean, that, which should let me do a quick connection up there. This. Connect. Let's see where I can move this to. See, it looks pretty lit up down there. I don't think it quite got all the way back. Oh, that definitely turned on more lights, but I'll move it, slide it down just there we go. Should do it. Yeah, there we go. Turn that off. There we go. So kitchen area, got the vending machine, got the jukebox. Obviously got all that. Throw away that cooking station. No, that's in crafting. It's the cooking station. That's where this. I knew that there was a stove somewhere. Could not fucking remember where it was. So we'll actually throw 2 stoves down there. There we go. There we are. There's our nice little eatery. And then the final thing we need to put up is our defenses. So now this is the main road that comes in and out of the place. So we'll put one there. And one there. Oh, I also noticed that my population has now jumped up. So at some point, some people showed up, like that, and then we'll just need to throw down some turrets to help defend the place. Throw them down right in front of here. That, and then we'll have one more elevated guard post. We'll have it over here by the supply shed. Just to like oversee everything. Or actually, you know what? Since it's going to be an elevated guard post, we should actually put it up here. Because then he can stand up here and actually get a view of the whole place. Now, I am going to put more turrets down after I stop recording here, just because I need to find out where the spawn points are, or I might just slap some turrets like up on the roofs or something, you know. Fuck it, let's throw some turrets down now. That's where the door opens. So we do that. Just outside where the door opens. And then we'll put one here, since this is, you know, theoretically where everything is being stored, right? So we need to keep it as defended as possible. There we go. That should be good. I mean, I see that our other Mr. Handy has vanished again, but he likes to do that. Alright, so let's find our... It's nighttime, so they're probably all in beds. Not from this one, though. Alright, here we go. There's one settler. You, I don't even know who the hell that is or what they are. It could be a ghoul for all I know. So you... Should we set up the shop first, or should... I think we should set up the guards first, right? And then I'll make sure to bring them all weapons and that afterwards. But if you're going to be a guard, you get that bed. I see that nobody else is in that one, which means they must be in the other bunkhouse. Okay, and then also you can take guard duty. Now, I did assign her to that guard post, but she will patrol between the three of them. But that should mean that the other one, yeah, I was going to say, is in here. Okay, so you can come be one of the other guards. For some reason, the bed wasn't assigned. Like, see, it should be that color because the other one. Okay, weird. Okay, so you be... Well, actually, you know what? Since we have only 2 people that are actually going to be here, I guess one can be that. Okay. Okay, now you, I'm going to go and try and reassign to this bed, because I don't know why you didn't, like, why it didn't take. Oh, well, that, it didn't take there either. Well, you know what? Whatever. I don't care where you sleep then. Who fucking cares? Alright. And then we should have... Well, she should show up. Yeah, she's on her way there. Alright. So that'll be it for this part then. Like I said, I might throw up some more turrets. I might leave it. I don't know. Generally, when people attack, they go for generators and that. So, actually, now that I say that, there's one more thing I'd like to do then. Structures, wood, walls. Come on, where? Oh, there you are. Just take my shitty little walls here. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Well, no, you can't get in though. Oof, you can't get out once you get in though. Oh, you know what? Though, if I do this, it'll probably. Maybe. Oh, I had some. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. Now they can't get at that generator, I don't think. So we should be good because the other one's got turrets around it. But yeah, that'll be it for this part then. We have now built up the Sunshine Tidings co-op. We now have our supply center here. I'll outfit the guard, and maybe I'll take some time, not today maybe, but maybe tomorrow.
You gotta take things one day at a time.
I'll take some time to set these guys up with like proper armor and clothes and whatnot, weapons, But for now, that'll be it. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for more.